President Yoweri Museveni appeared in his first ever televised election debate, dismissing as fiction attacks from rivals over allegations of corruption, unemployment and the state of healthcare. Museveni has ruled the East African country for 30 years now and is widely expected to win the election on Thursday, although analysts say it is his toughest political contest yet. His two main challengers, Kizza Besigye, a popular opposition figure, and Amama Mbabazi, his former prime minister, have both been drawing huge crowds during campaigning. Besigye lost 3 times against Museveni, although his party and government critics have often blamed rigging, violence by security forces and illegal use of state funds for those losses. Now, of course, it is a highly anticipated vote in the country. We sought some reactions from the capital, Kampala, and here's what some people had to say about that presidential debate.
It was so good because some people think politics it is a war, eh? But at least all these 8 candidates were together.
Nothing really new. I would just keep my opinion. My initial impressions were quite confirmed.
It may not have changed my view so much because I think that this country needs change. The politics needs to change so that we can move ahead. The politics is wrong, most of the other sectors collapse with it. The politics is not good, everything goes astray.
It was wonderful to watch our country heading in a democracy way. You see, it's our first time having like that kind of debate. My candidate impressed me a lot. I never thought he would attend.
Candidates who have been in the government, I want to mention names, and also the politicians who have been in the politics for long showed that actually they have the experience.
I was on another candidate, but when I was listening very well, Dr. Wanika's points took my heart. Yes.
Well, that presidential debate no doubt stirred up some interesting comments. CCTV's Jane Keogh now joins us live from Kampala with the latest updates. Jane, it was indeed quite a historic presidential debate in Uganda. What were some of the key highlights?
Well, Lindy, indeed, there were some highlights, keeping in mind that these were 8 candidates with different manifestos and outfits, selling different ideas. And so they did clash on quite a number of issues. And key among this, that on foreign relations, the role of Ugandan troops in neighboring countries. A case in point was that in DRC, where we had the man considered to be the leading opposition candidate, Kizza Besigye, go head-to-head and clash with the incumbent President Yoweri Museveni. Now, Besigye was saying that citizens are really not consulted on such matters, and this should change. Of course, the president dismissed this. Now, the candidates also had different views on the integration of the East African community, most of them agreeing that it should not just be based on institutions, but rather it should be people-driven. Interestingly, though, Lindy, they appeared to agree on one issue that is currently a hot topic here on the continent, and that has to do with the ICC. 3 of the candidates asked on the role of the ICC and whether Uganda should stay on, say that they believe Uganda should have left the court, the Hague-based court, as soon as yesterday. They say that when they were signing up to the Rome Statute, they believed that this was a court of justice, but they say that currently the court is based on selective justice, and as such, Uganda should not be a part of this. But like you said, it was overall a very, very historic debate. President Yoweri Museveni showing up for what may be his first debate of his political career. Now, like you said, he did defend his tenure, his 30-year tenure, and dismissing his critics or his opponents on the platform, dismissing their views on a number of issues like healthcare, unemployment, as that of the work of fiction. Now, he also said that the issue of age or old cadres should not arise, that it was up to the Ugandan people to decide who they wanted to lead them, and if they gave him the mandate to do so, he will.
Well, as you say, his mere appearance at this presidential debate seems to impress quite a number of people. But Jane, just gauging from the reaction afterwards, do you think perceptions are likely to change as to who will win this presidential poll next week?
Well, indeed, that's highly unlikely. Again, like we've been saying, the elections here are not really issue-driven, but rather based on personality. And we saw as much during the debate last night. And this was because some of the independent candidates who have actually thrown their hat for the very first time in these elections did have some sober views, really articulated their views on a number of issues quite soberly, but you could get it even from the mood of the crowd or the mood of the gathering at the hall at the Serena Hotel where the debate was happening. You could sort of feel the attention was more focused on the three front runners. That's Amama Mbabazi, Kizza Besigye, and President Yoweri Museveni. There were jeers, there were cheers whenever they answered their question, just to show just how much support they are still commanding even among the voters. And just like you had the ordinary Ugandans there speak during that clip you played, when we spoke to them early this morning, it really doesn't appear that they have changed their mind. They are sort of decided on who they are going to be voting for.
All right, Jane. Of course, we will be keeping in touch with you in the days to come, but thank you very much for that update. Jane Kyo live for us there in Kampala.